Okay. And I think I need to push this up some. Welcome in, everyone. I am a little bit early because I want to get set up and I want to make sure that you guys can see me. We got just a few more minutes before I actually get started. I just got a few more minutes before we actually get started. I want to make sure everybody gets in the room and has some time to see everything. Let me fix this. All right. Yeah, I should be able to see good. All right, that's perfect. Okay, guys. All right, we just have a few more minutes. We're gonna wait and get everybody else into the room. For now, everything is already set up, and I hope that you guys can hear me good. Let me put on my mic. All right. Hopefully the sound is good. Everybody on TikTok, make sure that you come over. Make sure that you come over to YouTube. Let me see. Let me check this sound real quick. Hello. Hello. Oh, okay, that's perfect. Hello. Oh, okay, that's perfect. All right. Hello. Oh, okay, that's perfect. Hello. All right, I think we should be good. A few more minutes. Welcome everyone. Welcome in. I will be making turkey corn chowder tonight. I am making turkey corn chowder tonight. So if you want to see the full recipe, head over to YouTube. The link is in the bio. And I am live right now on YouTube. And I will be showing you guys how to make turkey corn chowder, a recipe that is one of my favorite recipes for leftover turkey. Okay. So come over here to a YouTube. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for joining. So tonight I am making turkey corn chowder, one of my favorite, absolute favorite recipes for, um, that extra Thanksgiving turkey that we have left over. So right now, I'm just waiting for a few more people to get into the room and we will get started shortly. Okay. And I hope you guys can hear me. So let me know if you guys can hear me good, nice and clear. I do have on my mic. So just let me know if you guys can hear me nice and clear. Okay. Sound is good. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, guys. So I am going to show you my ingredients for tonight. So we're going to, like I said, we're making turkey corn chowder. We have our corn. It is actually canned corn. I have no problem with using canned corn. I actually like it. We're going to have some fresh garlic, our leftover turkey, celery and onion, potato. It's a russet potato, and some chicken stock. Okay. Later on down the line, I will be showing you guys also on another video, of course, how to make chicken stock. It's very simple, it's very easy. I actually enjoy making chicken stock. It's better to make it at home because it's less sodium in it and you know exactly what you're putting in it. I did forget one thing. I am going to use some fresh herbs in this as well, some rosemary. I love a little bit of rosemary in my soups. This time of the year is kind of my favorite time of the year. I get to make soup. I really enjoy soup, especially broccoli and cheddar soup. But I really enjoy making soups during the winter time. I actually eat soups all year round. So, but the turkey corn chowder is my absolute favorite. And so what we're going to get started with, we're going to start with peeling our potato because we do want those to soften a little bit. I do have the water on already. So we're going to peel our potato. I don't worry so much about washing it when I get it, mainly because I'm going to peel it anyway, rinse it, dice it, and then put it into the water. So I have all of my extra bowls and things here to use for that. And I'm only going to use one russet potato for this recipe. It depends on how many people you plan on feeding. I don't have a large family that lives home with me, so I'm only making a small batch. But obviously, the more people you have, the more ingredients you're going to need for your soup. But this is a very hearty soup, so yeah, it's very easy to consume it very quickly. Trust and believe. I have made this before and it be gone within like 2 days. Okay, so we're gonna start with peeling our potato. It's always a great idea, and I hopefully you guys can see me good. It's always a great idea when you're peeling your potato to do straight peels. Okay, I see a lot of times when people do the little strips, we want to peel it with full length peels. Okay, it just makes it easier, cleaner as well. And then we're going to get this end part. All right, so that is done. And don't mind my bag. I always put a bag in the sink when I am peeling anything. So whenever I'm doing my potatoes, I'm always putting it in the sink. Okay. So we rinsed off our potato, something quick and easy. And yes, I do wear gloves when I am at home cooking. I, it's just, I think it's more of just a habit. It's a chef thing. You know, I've been doing it this way for forever and a day. So here we are tonight using the gloves again. Okay. It just keeps my hand clean. I don't have to wash my hand 50 million times and I use less paper towels. All right. Okay, so we always want to make sure that our knife is sharp. Anytime we are in the kitchen, make sure your knife is sharp whenever you are using it, because a dull knife makes everything more challenging. Okay, so we're going to cut these tips off. So this is a quick and easy way to make sure that you always get great cuts, even cuts when you are cooking, okay? All right, so for your potato, we're doing, I hope you guys don't hear all that noise in the background. Excuse it, please. All right, so we're doing a small to medium dice. So if you can tell, this is what our this is what our dice looks like, okay? All right. So we're here with it. Perfect dice. So this is what we're looking for, okay? And I'm going to actually cut the rest of this potato as well. And thank you guys for joining me tonight. I know it was a kind of a last minute, but let me know if you guys enjoy watching me cook, because if you do, I definitely want to make this a weekly thing. Okay? So it's, a Sunday dinner kind of thing. So let me know in the comments what you guys like to see, and if you want to see more of me cooking. Okay? So I am going to use these end tips. I am going to use these ends, just a quick end cut, dice these up right fast. And I love this recipe because not only do you get a chance to utilize your leftover turkey, but it's also something quick. It's good for the wintertime. It's hearty. You don't need a lot of ingredients, and it's something that you can prepare and the entire family will enjoy. Okay. All right. So I have did the dice on the potato. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these to the water that is already on the stove, and I already have that going. All right. And once we get everything prepared, we will go over to the stove. But for right now, we're going to work in this area. Okay. So I do like to keep handy a towel to help clean my area. All right. So I do have some garlic, some fresh garlic. We're going to chop this up. We're going to be using this in the base as well. So this I want to get as finely chopped as possible. I personally don't mind having, medium slices or dices of garlic. I love fresh garlic. It's one of my favorite ingredients that I add to a lot of things that I actually make. Okay, but garlic is always good. Garlic is good for your blood as well. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer them for you. All right, so we're going to also do a dice on the onion as well. We're going to do a small dice for the onions also, okay? So I only did like a quarter of the onion. I don't even need a half onion. It's just going to be way too much. But again, like I mentioned before, based on your family size and how many people you are preparing your soup for, that is going to determine how much ingredients that you actually want to use, okay? Ooh, this onion got my eyes going already. Ooh. All right, so not sure if you were able to see it, but the onion is diced nice and small, okay? And now we're gonna add our, I gotta set this onion back here. All right, we're gonna add our celery. I am gonna rinse the celery off because sometimes celery can be a bit, ooh, I gotta move this whole thing. Celery can be a bit dirty when you buy it. Man, them onions got my eyes going, guys. I should have cut that last. All right, guys, if you're just joining, I am your favorite girl, your favorite chef, B. Lorraine, and tonight I am making turkey corn chowder. So what we've already done was chop the, we just did the small dice on the potatoes and the onions, and right now I am on to the celery. All right, so that's a lot better. Okay, so just rinse the celery off. So when we get to the celery, we want to cut it into basically 4 pieces. Okay, so hopefully you saw how I did that. So we have these 4 pieces. They are about the same size. So you want to cut it down the middle. Okay, and then you want to cut each half in half. Okay, so you want to do that. So I only used 3 stalks of celery. I cut the ends off because they can be a little brown. We don't want that. Okay. All right, and a nice dice on the celery. So quick and easy. So you guys can see how small that is. So we don't want it to be too big or too small. With celery, especially once it gets a little too small, it starts to get a little mushy, and we don't want that. Okay, so we want a nice small dice for our celery. All right, so that was actually perfect. So I'm going to add it to this bowl. I do love the celery and onion combination. This is actually called mirepoix. Okay. The only thing I am missing is the carrot. So the mirepoix is a French word for basically having your celery, onion, and carrots. But like I said, the only thing I'm missing is the carrots. I don't add carrots to this soup. If that is something that you like, you are more than welcome to add that to your soup. And the great thing about cooking, you can kind of do your own thing, right? You can experiment and explore and try different methods, different ingredients, and still get the same flavorful and tasty outcome. So that's one thing that I really enjoy about being a chef and about just cooking in general, because I get to be creative in this way. And you know what? I actually thought this was more of a like a recipe that everybody knew about. And when I tell people about it, like, oh, I've never heard of that. How do you make it? So this has definitely become one of my staples when it all boils down to it. It's one of my staples for the holidays. Okay, so all I did with the rosemary was just do a little small chop, and I will actually add the rest of these pieces. Everybody that is on TikTok, please come on over to our YouTube channel. All right, the link is in the bio. All right, so here we are. I'm just dicing this up, small chop. Okay. Oh. Okay. All right. So I'm actually going to go ahead and add this to the onions and the celery. Okay. So the potatoes are boiling right now. All right. So we're going to take all of our ingredients over here to the stove, and I will bring you with me. All right. So here we are. You guys should be able to see nice and clear. So the potatoes are going right now. And so with these potatoes, we want them to boil and we want them to get nice and tender. We don't want them mushy. We just want them tender. Okay. And when I say tender, basically you are able to just stick your fork through it nice and smooth, where it's not mushy, but right there where it's just right. Okay. So we're going to let those cook down. I want to get my pot hot over here. This is where the soup is going to get started. So I want to get this hot and I'm going to add butter. So guys, let me tell y'all something. Um, I hardly ever measure anything. Okay. It might be good, it might not be good, but I let my ancestors tell me the way to go. Okay. But I add the butter here. And if you guys want the exact recipe, I can definitely get that for you. Okay. So I want my butter to melt and I'm going to add my celery, onion, garlic, and the rosemary. So I want this to cook down until it is about translucent. Okay. So, and get that good aromatics, get that good flavor going in here. Okay. So we're going to let that cook down. And while it is cooking down, I am going to add just a little bit of salt and pepper. Okay. So always remember, whenever you're cooking anything, you want to season in layers. Okay. So don't think that you add all of your salt, all of your pepper at the beginning or at the end or whatever. You want to add it throughout. So adding those layers of flavor to your dish will, number one, give you the best outcome. And then also it allows for you to not over season or under season your food. So it's always easier to add, but it's never easy to take it away. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are seasoning in layers. All right. So it is getting hot. It is melting. So we're going to let that do its thing. We'll get that together. Our potatoes should be ready shortly. So in the meantime, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I can answer whatever questions you might have. Okay. Okay. So I do see a few questions. So while that is getting itself together, um, okay. That was a lot of a lot of diced potato. I know it was. So one potato, that's why I mentioned having the one potato was more than enough. Um, you don't need a lot unless you like a lot. I don't like a lot of potatoes in this dish because it can be a little bit too starchy. We're going to have flour in there and all that good stuff. So it's going to be a little bit too much for me personally. But if you like, because some people like a baked potato soup, of course, you want to have a lot of potatoes in there because that's the point of that type of soup. I don't personally want a lot of potatoes, but the one potato at the small, medium dice was perfect. Okay. How many does this recipe feed? So the way that I am making it, I have a family of 4. So everyone should be able to get at least 2 to 3 bowls of this soup. Okay, so it again, it really depends on how big of a portion you desire. So if you are feeding more people, you want to have more ingredients. So if you're feeding more than 4 people, obviously you want to have at least 2 potatoes, a lot more turkey, a lot more of the other ingredients as well. What's cooking? Okay, so if you are just joining, I am making turkey corn chowder. We have already put the potatoes on. We have done a small dice, put the potatoes on. Those should be ready in a few minutes, actually. Let me check. 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Oh, actually, it's perfect. Okay. So, let me pull these off. All right. So this is the potato, guys, and I'm going to show you really quick what that texture should be. So you see how I can just stick my, oh, here we go. See how I can just stick my finger, ooh, that fell. Finger in it. It's not mushy, but it is a little bit firm. That's exactly what we want, okay? And I don't have my strainer. So give me 2 seconds to get my strainer. All right. So we want to strain our potatoes. All right. And we're going to set this to the side. I'm not going to rinse those. Normally, I would rinse my potatoes in cold water, but I want them to stay hot. It's not gonna hurt it at all. And I do want a little bit of the starchiness on the potatoes as well. It'll help with the thickening of the soup. Okay, it'll help with the thickening of the chowder. All right, so this is the potato. All right, and I will bring you guys over here with me. Yeah. All right. So right now, as you guys can see, let me sit you right. Okay, as you guys can see, I have the celery and onion going. So if you can see what that texture, oh, and it smells so good. Ooh, I wish y'all could smell this through the phone. All right. Our onion is perfect. It's just about at that translucent look that we want. We have the butter, so it's not going too much. Okay. I am going to add a little bit of the corn. Okay. I did leave some of the juice in here from the can because this is canned corn. I did leave some of the juice in here because I want that flavor. It's very much so optional if you want to use fresh corn. If you want to use fresh corn, obviously you want to take it off of the core and you can roast it. You can roast it in the oven or you can roast it on top of the stove. Okay, that will also give it an extra layer of flavor. However, I want that corn juice out the can. Okay, so I am going to use that in here. Okay, and that's perfect for me. All right, so we're going to do this. We're going to stir this up. So I am going to use all of that corn, but right now this is just what I'm going to use. Okay, I am using my seasoned flour. Okay, if you want the seasoned flour, make sure you tap the link in one of these bios that I have. Okay, it is also available at Art of Flavor shop. Art of Flavor. Okay, I am going to use. Actually, going to use about a half a cup, but this is a little bit less than a half a cup of flour right now. Okay. And we're going to stir that up. Oh, this smells so delicious right now, guys. Oh my God, it makes no sense. Okay, so we do want it to clump up just like this. I'm actually going to add a little bit more flour to it, but see how it kind of clumped up? It soaked up all of the fat, which was the butter that was in here. I'm going to add just a little bit more because I do want this to be a touch thicker. Okay. Yeah, that's what I want it to look like. Just like that. So I hope you guys can see it. We want it to look thick, just like that. So it almost look like it's dried up. Okay. Okay. This is what we want. That's perfect. Okay. I am now going to add the potatoes. And because I added the potatoes, I am going to add more salt, and pepper. Okay. Potatoes never have any flavor to them, right? So we definitely want to make sure that we add that. Okay. While it's dry, and this is perfect. Okay, guys. All right. So the next step, we're going to add milk. So I'm going to grab the milk really quick. So it's still cooking. I have not turned the heat down. We want it to do just like this. And it's okay if it chars just a touch at the bottom. I have a non-stick pot, so it's not going to char. I have to let it cook a really, really long time for it to do that. But we're not going to worry about that tonight. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of milk. Okay. And so what's going to happen is it's going to start to absorb the milk as well. Okay. And it's going to be like, well, I didn't put anything in there, but we want it to look like this. Okay. So hopefully you can see it. I got to get my elbow out the way. I am going to add some more corn to it. Okay. Okay. We're going to add more milk. So this is about so far about a cup of and a half of milk, and we're gonna add some chicken base. Okay. All right. So we want it to get nice and creamy. So can you guys see good? Oh, so looks like it. So this is what we want it to look like, guys. You see? It low-key looks like potato salad. All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit more chicken base, and I'm gonna add the remainder of this corn, and I'm gonna add the turkey in a second. I want this to be nice and creamy. So I really think this is one of those, at this point, you want it to get it to how you like it, right? The creaminess that you desire. All right. You can make it as loose or as tight as you like. And remember, anytime it cools, you're going to have to add a little bit of either chicken stock or milk to loosen it up the next day. Okay. And to get the best outcome. Oh, look at that. It smells so good. Let me grab my spoon really quick. My kid's been waiting all day for this. Perfect. All right. Yep, I got a nice amount of spice to it. Okay. Oh, that is so good. I'm going to add a little bit more salt and pepper because I have been adding liquid. So I do want to make sure that I add the salt and pepper. Remember, we're seasoning in layers. Okay. Actually, I want a little bit more salt than I want pepper in here. If you love corn the way I love corn, this is a great recipe. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna bring my cutting board over here because we're gonna add the turkey now. So I didn't chop the turkey over there, but I am gonna do it over here so you can see. All right, so however much turkey you like, whatever you have left over, this doesn't have to be cut or chopped any specific way. This is literally the turkey that was like stuck to the bone that I had left over after carving it. I just pulled these pieces off, but Like I said, it doesn't have to be any specific way. I am kind of gonna make it like small pieces because that's how I like it. And for me, this is good enough. This is about a cup. Well, you know what? I think I'm gonna do a little bit more. You don't want to get any skin in here, so make sure it's all turkey, no skin. We don't want that because that's not gonna taste good. I had a couple pieces of skin down in there in my bowl. Yep. Oh, look at that. All right, I am going to turn that down just a touch. There we go. All right. All right, guys. How many of you guys think that you want to try this at home? Is this something that you want to make? Let me know. All right. This is perfect. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit more. If you like lima beans, this is also a great recipe that you can add lima beans to. Measuring cups. I'm sorry, guys. The only time I use measuring cups, honestly, is when I am baking. And because that is a science and you have to get the measurements right. But when I am making stuff like this, it's just, I season to the gods, okay? When the answer says stop, that's when I stop. But you can definitely use, I think I missed that comment, but you can definitely use chicken for it. But it's always best to use turkey. Don't try to switch it up. I'm not sure. I've never made it with chicken, but I mean, chicken and turkey is pretty much the same. They both birds, so I don't think it will hurt. It may just change the flavor palette just a little bit, but other than that, yeah. So here we are. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna add a little bit more chicken stock to this, just because I want it a little bit more loose. Just loosen it up just a touch. But I can definitely get the exact recipe. That way you can have the measurements and you'll be able to do this at home. Okay? Or you can always just watch the video and just do it like I show you. All right? Okay. So it is ready. I am going to try it really quick. Let me test it out. Oh my God, it's so delicious already. I just want to make sure I don't need to add any more salt and pepper to it. But really, it's quick. It's easy. You can feed your entire family and everybody will get full. Yes, yes, it is. Okay, this is perfect. This is absolutely delicious, guys. Okay, I wish you all could try this through the phone, but sorry, next time. Maybe I invent something like that. All right, you guys have any questions for me? In the meantime, between time, I'm gonna put me some in a bowl because yes. All right, hold on. The gold. What I have? That's gold. Do lasagna soup next time. Lasagna soup is actually really good. I'll make it. That might be a good idea actually. Um, let me see. So yes, definitely use you try to use the turkey. If I mean, that's why I said this is a great recipe for Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, because you already have the turkey left over. And it's nothing special that you have to have or cook or anything, like you already have it. So it's always easier to just use that turkey. It gets you some good use out of it. Another recipe that I like to make after Thanksgiving is a turkey hash, and you're pretty much using the same ingredients, just the onion, the garlic, the potatoes, and obviously the turkey. Really, really good dish after Thanksgiving as well. You can have that like a turkey hash bowl with some eggs, have it in the morning for breakfast, put it on the side for dinner as well. So that's a great recipe. I was gonna make it tonight, but I'll make it another day. I think I might just do a video and show you guys how to make that one. And then I'll have some measurements for it. It is definitely soup season, and I love a good soup. I love a good soup. This one, like I said, is one of my top favorites after Thanksgiving, after the holidays. Broccoli and cheddar, I will eat year round. I don't care if it is 120 degrees outside. If I feel like I want some soup, guess what? I'm gonna have some soup. Um, I like to make chicken noodle soup. So whenever I make chicken noodle soup, I 100% make it from scratch. So it's definitely a recipe I do want to share with you guys, because it's super simple. We've been using the canned soups for years, but I just don't like using canned ingredients. Corn is literally the only thing that I eat out of a can. But I do know that a lot of canned vegetables, canned soups, all of that, it has the sodium, very, very high sodium, because obviously that salt is what is used to preserve those ingredients. So try as much as possible to stay away from it anytime that you can. Having canned goods is a good idea when we hit the apocalypse, or we're stuck inside and we can't go grocery shopping. But for any other reason, if you're going to cook, try to use some fresh veggies. Just anything that's fresh is always better. But if you guys want to see this again, possibly next Sunday, I could do a Sunday dinner. Not sure what that would be, but drop some ideas. Definitely. Let me know if this is something that you want to tune into every week, because I enjoy cooking and I enjoy sharing it and teaching others how to prepare meals, quick, simple, easy meals, easy techniques that you can do at home, and you can get that chef outcome without actually being a chef. I have for years taught cooking classes. I am just a teacher by nature, and when it comes to preparing food, I really enjoy showing others how to do it. So let me know if this is something that you want to see in the future. I am definitely here for it, and I will make the time for you all. So let me know, and I will get back with you another time. Thank you guys.